Yet another day where it looked nice to be outside, but once you stepped even a foot out the door, kind of wanted to stay inside where it's cool and not so humid. But again, can't deny how nice this time lapse looked. Mostly sunny to start the day out from Indigo Sky Casino and Resort outside of Seneca, Missouri. And this time around, pretty much kept skies mostly sunny during the afternoon, at least from that vantage point. But everywhere else, even if you had a little more cloud cover or not, we went from 93 yesterday afternoon to the upper 70s this morning and right back to 96 degrees, at least in Joplin, but pretty much everybody hit the mid 90s at the very least this afternoon. The big weather headline doesn't change for tomorrow. The heat advisories stay in place until Thursday, the latest at 8 o'clock in the evening, because we're not going to see a big change in our weather setup. Even though earlier today we had a few complexes of thunderstorms try to clip our northern counties, and maybe a stray storm or two try to come in our far northern counties out of Emporia. None of this activity could either work in or really hold together. So even though it looks nice with nothing on the radar, that just leaves us with okay looking skies from 7th and Range Line, mostly clear skies in fact, but it's warm and muggy. 85 degrees still, 71 is your dew point, and that's why it feels like 90 degrees outside still. Lower to middle 80s, consistent across the board at 10:18 on this Tuesday night, while it feels like the upper 80s to lower 90s because of those dew points that are still kind of high. We'll only drop back into the upper 70s for tonight, but at least we're not dealing with anything in terms of threatening weather. All that is confined to the western parts of Michigan, where that is a good band of severe thunderstorms getting ready to head into Detroit as they continue to ride along the stationary front part to the north. This isn't what comes into play over the next few days, though, or certainly by the weekend. It's this cold front coming out of Canada, but that can't come our way until we can get this upper level ridge to really break down or buckle down. Then we're going to see a more northwesterly flow and the jet stream will finally bring that front through. We just have to wait until Friday at the earliest for that front to come our way. So until that front gets here, we stay warm and muggy throughout the overnight. Upper 70s for overnight lows, back in the lower 90s for tomorrow afternoon, the start of that at least, and then back into the mid 90s. Again, the heat and humidity in place. It could try to squeeze out a random shower or storm in the afternoon, but we start at 78, 91 by noon, afternoon highs right around 96 degrees. And again, that's just the air temperatures. Throw in the dew points, which will be back in the 70s without a doubt. It's going to feel like it's between 102 and 110. These numbers repeat themselves for Thursday with the same upper level setup still in place. But then comes Friday. We're seeing that northwesterly flow in the jet really start to come into play. That front works in. Thunderstorm chances late Friday. I think a good chance for storms off and on during the day on Saturday with mostly cloudy skies and maybe a few departing showers on Sunday. Now, as far as what it does for temperatures, not a drastic drop, but enough to drop us back into the upper 80s and lower humidity. That'll certainly be a nice change of pace. But 96 and high humidity Wednesday and Thursday, that's why those alert days remain in place. Then with those rain chances down, we'll hopefully see highs back in the upper 80s, especially by early next week.
Yeah, it's a psychological thing, but when the high is only in the 80s as opposed to the 90s, it just seems so much.
Yeah, and even with a lower drop in the humidity, that makes a big difference too.
For sure. Thanks, Nick.